In the annals of mythology, few figures shine as brilliantly as Hercules, the demigod son of Zeus and the mortal Alcmene. His life was a tapestry woven with threads of valor, struggle, and redemption. Hercules' journey began with a curse that twisted his fate, leading him to undertake the 12 legendary labors, each a testament to his strength, wit, and unyielding spirit. These labors were not merely tasks. They were profound challenges that would test his character and forge his legacy. The first labor was to slay the Nemean Lion, a beast of such ferocity that its skin was impervious to weapons. Hercules approached the lion's lair, the air thick with the scent of death and decay. As he entered, the lion emerged, a mass of muscle and fury. The battle was fierce, but Hercules, guided by desperation and determination, quickly realized that brute strength alone would not suffice. He had to think differently. In a moment of inspiration, he seized the lion in a deadly embrace, using his immense strength to choke the life out of it. Once victorious, he wore the lion's skin as armor, a symbol of his triumph and resilience. Next, Hercules was tasked with slaying the 9-headed Hydra of Lerna, a creature that regrew 2 heads for every one that was severed. This labor tested not only his physical prowess, but also his intellect. As he fought the beast, he soon found himself overwhelmed by the regenerating heads. In a moment of desperation, he called upon his nephew Iolaus for assistance. Together, they devised a plan. For every head Hercules severed, Iolaus would cauterize the stump with a burning brand, preventing the heads from regrowing. Through teamwork and ingenuity, they defeated the Hydra. But the labor was a lesson in collaboration and the importance of seeking help when faced with insurmountable odds. The third labor required Hercules to capture the golden hind of Artemis, a creature as swift as the wind and sacred to the goddess of the hunt. Hercules pursued the hind for a full year, learning patience and the value of respect for nature in the process. When he finally caught the creature, he did so not through brute force, but by using his cunning to corner it without harm. Presenting the hind to Artemis, he understood that true strength lies in restraint and reverence, even in the face of his own desires. The fourth labor was to capture the Erymanthian boar, a creature that terrorized the region. Hercules tracked the boar through the snow-capped mountains, where he faced the biting cold and treacherous terrain. When he finally cornered the beast, he used his strength to subdue it, hoisting it onto his back and carrying it back to Eurystheus. This labor taught him the value of perseverance. No matter how daunting the task, determination could lead to success. Next came the task of cleaning the Augean stables, a seemingly impossible challenge involving the filth of thousands of cattle accumulated over decades. Hercules approached this labor with creativity rather than brute strength. He redirected the rivers Alpheus and Peneus to wash away the filth, completing the task in a single day. This experience illuminated the power of innovative thinking. Sometimes, the most effective solutions are not the most obvious. The sixth labor sent Hercules to slay the Stymphalian birds, man-eating creatures with metallic beaks and wings. Armed with a rattle given to him by Athena, he frightened the birds from their hiding places. As they took to the sky, Hercules shot them down with his arrows. This labor underscored the importance of strategy and using the right tools for the task at hand. Hercules learned that sometimes, one must adapt to the situation and utilize the resources available to achieve victory. The seventh labor involved capturing the Cretan bull, a magnificent beast that had wreaked havoc across Crete. Hercules approached the bull with a mix of caution and bravery, recognizing the creature's strength and ferocity. After a fierce struggle, he wrestled the bull into submission, demonstrating that true heroism often requires a blend of courage and respect for one's opponent. The bull was eventually released, symbolizing Hercules' understanding that true power lies not in domination but in coexistence. The eighth labor was to steal the mares of Diomedes, flesh-eating horses that belonged to the Thracian king. Hercules faced the challenge with a fierce resolve, confronting Diomedes himself. In a brutal clash, he defeated the king and fed him to his own horses, taming them in the process. This labor taught Hercules about the consequences of cruelty and the importance of standing up against tyranny. In overcoming Diomedes, he not only subdued the horses but also liberated them from their brutal master. The ninth labor sent Hercules to retrieve the girdle of Hippolyta, the queen of the Amazons. Initially, Hippolyta welcomed Hercules, intrigued by his reputation. However, Hera, ever the instigator, spread rumors that Hercules intended to abduct the queen. Misunderstanding and conflict ensued, leading to a battle between Hercules and the Amazons. Ultimately, Hercules secured the girdle, but not without reflecting on the nature of trust and the devastating effects of deceit. He learned that sometimes misunderstandings can lead to conflict, and it is vital to seek clarity before jumping to conclusions. The 10th labor was to capture the cattle of Geryon, a monstrous creature with 3 bodies. Hercules journeyed to the end of the world, facing numerous challenges along the way, including the fearsome giant Antaeus. In a fierce battle, Hercules realized that Geryon's strength was tied to the earth, and by lifting him off the ground, he was able to defeat him. This labor highlighted the importance of understanding one's enemy and recognizing the source of their power. Hercules learned that knowledge is a weapon as potent as brute strength. The penultimate labor was to fetch the apples of the Hesperides, guarded by a dragon and the nymphs of the evening. This task was particularly daunting because Hercules had to navigate the realm of the gods. He sought the help of Atlas, who bore the weight of the heavens. In a moment of cleverness, Hercules offered to hold up the sky while Atlas retrieved the apples. When Atlas returned, he was reluctant to take back the burden. It was then that Hercules, demonstrating both strength and wit, tricked Atlas into taking the sky back by asking for a cushion. This labor revealed the importance of cunning and the understanding that sometimes one must play the long game to achieve their goals. Finally, Hercules faced his last labor, capturing Cerberus, the 3-headed guardian of the underworld. Armed with nothing but his strength and determination, Hercules ventured into the realm of the dead. He encountered Hades, the god of the underworld, who granted him permission to take Cerberus, provided he could do so without weapons. Hercules approached Cerberus with a mixture of fear and respect, wrestling the beast into submission. This final labor was a culmination of all the lessons he had learned: strength, cunning, collaboration, and respect for all creatures, no matter how fearsome. As Hercules emerged from the underworld, Cerberus in tow, he reflected on his journey. Each labor had shaped him, not just as a hero but as a man capable of understanding the complexities of life. He had faced monsters and challenges, but he had also learned about compassion, teamwork, and the importance of seeking knowledge. Hercules returned to Eurystheus, not just as a conqueror of beasts, but as a symbol of resilience and growth. In the end, the 12 labors of Hercules were not merely a series of challenges to prove his might. They were a transformative journey that taught him invaluable lessons about heroism, humility, and the intricate dance between strength and wisdom. Through his trials, Hercules became a legend, a beacon of hope and courage for all who would follow in his footsteps. His story endures, a timeless reminder that true heroism lies not in the absence of fear or struggle, but in the courage to face them head-on and emerge stronger on the other side.